All right, sixth graders, we are moving on to Chapter 2, Section 3, Percents and Decimals. Our I can statement is I can convert, which means change, percents to decimals and decimals to percents. I can convert or change percents to decimals and decimals to percents. So in order to write a percent as a decimal, you have to first rewrite the percent as a fraction. With a denominator of 100. Then you can write the fraction as a decimal. To write a percent as a decimal, you first rewrite the percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Then you write the fraction as a decimal. So let's take a look at this. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this percent as a decimal, but first I'm going to rewrite it as a fraction. So remember that 23% is written like this as a fraction because it's out of 100. A percent is always out of 100. So when I change this to a decimal, I want you to think about where the decimal would be. In fact, let's write that. Write 23 hundredths, because that's what that fraction is, as a decimal. Well, we know that a decimal is going to be, this is the tenths place, this is the hundredths place. So when I rewrite that as a decimal, I'm simply going to write it like this. That is 23% written as a decimal. 0.23, 23 hundredths. Okay? Looking at example number 2, 7%. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I'm not going to ask you to rewrite this, but I want you to pay attention to that. You need to rewrite the percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So this would be 7 out of 100. Well, I need to write this as a decimal, and I want to write 7 hundredths as a decimal. So think about it. My answer would be point something something, because this right here is the tenths place and this right here is the hundredths place. So I need my fraction 7 hundredths to be written like this. So in order for that to be in the hundredths place, I need to put the 7 here, which means I have to put a 0 here. So that 7% written as a decimal is 0.07. All right, to write a decimal as a percent, first write the decimal as a fraction. With a denominator of 100. Then write the fraction as a percent. So to write a decimal as a percent, you first write the decimal as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Then write the fraction as a percent. So let's look at Example number 3, it says write 0.44 as a percent. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write 44 hundredths as a fraction. Okay, so we need to say 44 out of 100. See, it says here, first write the decimal as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So we take that 44 and we put it over 100. Now, remember that working in Chapter 2, Section 1, Chapter 2, Section 2, anytime you have the number over 100, it is simply this easy. You just write the fraction as a percent. So when this number is over 100, it's that easy, 44%. So 0.44 or 44 hundredths written as a percent is 44%. All right, turn your paper over. We have another example to look at. It is number 4, write 0.65 as a percent. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put that number over 100. Remember that any number over 100, that's the percent. I don't have this example listed, but I want to add this. Let's do this. Let's write 0.07 as a percent. Let's call this example number 5. Remember, you simply write the number over 100, and any number written over 100, 7%. Okay? All right, guys, you have several problems I want you to do on your own. I want you to come back and get a key and check it for accuracy. Good luck, guys.